Hey friend, it is Kate here. Thank you so much for jumping on my channel and joining me here today. It is day 9 of our 30-day New Year to Love You challenge. If you're brand new here, we are in the middle of a 30-day challenge, but each class is a standalone. So if you want to join in, that would be fabulous. I'll have a link to the first day if you want to start from the beginning. Also in the description below is a link to a free digital printable journal that goes along with the challenge if you'd like to have that. Now, today is also our second Tuesday, which is Love Your Body Pilates. And in this class, we're going to be focusing on some spinal extension and flexion. Extension is what we think of as a back bend. Flexion is forward fold. And then we're also going to focus on our glutes, on our hamstrings. Kind of strengthening that lower portion of our body is really helpful in facilitating strong, happy hips and knees and ankles. So, grab your mat, roll it out. Let's get started. Okay, we will start standing, and I want you to take your feet about hip distance apart and just let your hands hang heavy. Almost imagine they're little weights attached to your fingers, lightly pressing the fingers down to the ground while you broaden across your chest. Just like we talked about last week, let's start with how our pelvis is feeling. I want you to think about lightly pulling the low belly in and lengthening through the small of our back. You could even bring a hand to your stomach and back just to notice if that kind of is happening, or even to the sides of your hips to see if our hips are kind of wiggling forward or back. We want to keep ourselves as stationary as possible. So just begin by lightly bending the knees, lengthening through the back, softening the fingers down, broadening across your chest. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, tip your chin to chest. Just hold here, and I know this might feel a little bit funny to have a little bend in the knees and to ever so lightly tip the chin forward, but as we're letting that chin kind of reach towards our chest, I want you to think about lifting the back of the head up to the sky. Take a big inhale, big breath out. Now keep letting the head kind of curl forward. A lot of times when we start to roll into a forward fold, and we're going to keep going, letting those fingertips dip, people sort of keep their gaze up and let that neck kind of crane. Your forward fold, your roll down should start with the head and chest and should continue. Find your deepest forward fold wherever that might be. Your fingertips might touch. You might need to bring them to your shins or your thighs, or you can just let your hands dangle. But take a moment here and notice, are you trying to look at something in particular? Are you craning your head? Can you instead just soften the head down to the ground, lengthen through the cervical spine, bend the knees a little bit more, maybe sway the hips, maybe nod yes and no. Anything you're in the mood is absolutely open to you. Take a pause here. Cinch the waist like you've got a belt around the small of your belly. Press deeply into both of your feet and start to roll yourself all the way up to standing. Now, the head was the first thing to move, and it's going to be the last thing to come back upright. So keep that chin tucking to your chest until you're all the way back upright. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, chin to chest. Drop the top of the head. Roll down. Those little weights attached to your fingers are still pulling you down, and now there's a little weight attached to your head, lightly yanking that head down to the floor as well. No hurry, no rush. Big inhale. Press into the feet. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Remember, head is the very last thing to come up. Last one. Take a moment. Drop that chin to chest. Bend the knees. Roll yourself down. And it's almost like you're trying to look through your legs behind you, not at the ground, not at the top of the mat. Last time, roll all the way up to standing. Once we come back up, let's pause for a moment and just stand a little taller, a little straighter. It's like someone is pulling your ears up to the sky, like your belt is getting just a bit tighter and you're broadening across your chest. Now we are going to roll down one more time, but we're not coming back up from here. So enjoy this really tall, lovely standing pose that's just as active as any other pose that we do in our Pilates. Exhale, chin to chest, roll all the way down. And now we are actually going to bring our hands all the way to the mat, and I want us to see if we can step back to a plank. If we can't immediately step to a plank, that's no big deal. You can come to a tabletop or even child's pose to make your way there. But we're going to hold in our plank for just a moment and imagine that we're still standing upright. If this is not in the cards for us today, drop one or both knees down to the ground. Just like we did before, belly button in, low back long, shoulders nice and broad. Take a big, full inhale. Big breath out. One more big inhale. Set both knees down to the earth. And then let's sink back into a child's pose and just enjoy that stretch for a moment. Think about broadening across your shoulders. And then a few times, let's find just a little bit of mobility. So wave through the spine, back and forth, tipping forward and back. I'm not super concerned with your exact alignment, but instead, just enjoying, just appreciating how a little bit of movement can feel so good in our body. Last time, go ahead, lift yourself all the way up. And we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders. For me, the more I kind of fan my fingers nice and wide and press down, especially underneath my pointer finger, the better of a time I have not rocking to that pinky edge. And if this is still too much for our wrist, remember, you can always roll your mat up a couple of times, bring your heels onto that roll, tip your fingers forward, and we lessen that really big bend that we put in our wrist in our tabletop. Now, from here, just like we talked about at the beginning of class, belly button in, spine so long and straight, broaden across your chest. Reach your right foot out behind you and tuck your toes. Now, at first, I just want you to press the heel back down to the ground and enjoy that little stretch to the back of the body. Maybe we want to hang out here a little longer, and in which case, you go right ahead. But eventually, I want us to bring our weight even, pull the navel in, squeeze your thigh a little bit more. You know that place where your thigh and your glute connect, and let your foot rise up. Now, I want you to envision that someone is standing in front of you, holding your ears, pulling your ears forward, while someone else is holding your ankle and yanking that ankle back. You are as long and straight as you can possibly be. From here, we're going to do 5 tiny circles of our lifted leg. So around we go, 5 and 4, 3, 2 more. Last one, pause, reverse, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1, pause. Again, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1, pause. Last time, reverse, 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1, pause. Belly button in, shoulders nice and long. Take a great big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to pull your knee and curl, opening up through that spine. Inhale, reach so long, so straight. Big breath. Exhale, navel in, curl. Reach it out and away. 2 more, pull it in. Send it out. Last one, pull it in. Send it out, pause. Hold right there. If we need a break, you take it. You always can. But from here, we're going to find a little bit of spinal extension. I want you to imagine that your foot is resting on a little table behind us. We are not concerned about lifting it up or down. We actually want it to stay in place. What we do want to concern ourselves with is our upper body. I want you to press through your hands, roll your shoulders back, and take your gaze ever so lightly forward. Now, if you feel like you just dumped into that lumbar spine, that low back, no Beyonce booties. You know what I'm going to say. Pull that navel in, reach your toe a little further. Still imagine someone is yanking that ankle away. Instead, it's just your upper body that lifts. Hold that little stretch. Take a full, big inhale. Exhale, bring your spine back into alignment. Inhale, roll the shoulders, lift the heart, the chest. Take your gaze lightly forward. Exhale, tone the belly, pull it back in. One more time, roll, lift it up, take a breath. Exhale, pull it in. Now, this time, we're going to keep our upper body in place and lightly exhale, lift the heel up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, squeeze the thigh, lift the heel up. Drop it down. 3 more, tone, lift, push it up. Drop it down. Last one, lift it up. Bring it down, pause. Take a big, deep inhale. Big sigh out. Now we're going to put those 3 moves together. So this time, you're going to curl everything in. And then I'm going to reach out into that long spine, but then roll the shoulder, lift the heart, the chest, the heel, tone the belly, squeeze the thigh. Pull everything in. Reach it out and away. 3 more. Bring it in, curl. Straighten, lengthen, roll and lift. 2 more in. And then reach it out, roll and lift. Take 1 breath here. Hold for a moment. Squeeze the thigh. Maybe lift the heel just a little higher, toning that belly. Big, deep, full inhale. Big breath out. If we can stay here, we will. If we need to lower our head and chest, that's fine. But I want you to pulse your heel up without moving through the rest of the body. We're going to lift that heel up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Last time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. Exhale, pull it all in. Set both knees on the ground. Sink back into a little child's pose. Knees together or apart. Your call, your choice. Listen to what feels good for you. Rise up to your hands and your knees. We'll do that set to the other side. Remember, we have lots of options for our hands. If they're a little bit tired, you could always come down, just knowing that you're going to be at a bit of an angle, and then our spinal extension will be a little bit different. Or again, you can roll up the mat if that feels better. Extend your left foot behind you. Press the heel back. Enjoy that lovely little stretch. Tone the belly even here, broaden across the chest. We always want lovely, beautiful posture while we're here in our Pilates class. And then bring yourself back to center. I want you to squeeze your thigh so hard you could hold a pencil there as you lift that foot up. Now, just as we did on the other side, you are as long and straight as you can be from your toe through your body out the top of your head. Time for our tiny circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Last time. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and hold. Big deep inhale. Exhale, pull the knee in, curl forward. Reach it out and away. Exhale, pull it in, curl forward. Reach it out and away. 3 more in. Send it out. 2 more in. Send it out. Last one. Reach it out, pause. Now remember, our leg isn't going to move to start. It's actually just going to remain as still and as active as possible. I'm still turning on all those muscles. Press into your hands, roll the shoulders, kind of part across your chest. Lightly find a little spinal extension through the top of the spine. Exhale, belly button in, bring it down. Again, inhale, roll, lift, pause. Find a little bit of a stretch across the front of your chest and bring it all the way back. 2 more. This is a tiny little guy. It's more about keeping the low body controlled while you give your upper body a little freedom to move. Last one. Exhale, bring it down. Pause. Squeeze the thigh so much. Point that toe further away. Lift your head. Lengthen through the top of the head, not lifting the head. I guess you can think about lifting the back of the head, almost lengthening through the top of the spine, if that helps you. When you're ready, big inhale. Exhale, lift the back heel up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, squeeze the thigh, lift the back heel up. Inhale, drop it down. 3 more times at your own pace, in your own time. 2 more, exhale up. Drop it down. Last one, exhale up. Pause for a moment. Take a big breath. Set it down. Now we're going to add all those things together. Big breath here. Exhale. Knee pulls in, curl in. Then lengthen, roll and reach. Squeeze that thigh as you lift up. Pull it all in, curl through the spine. Reach and lengthen, roll and lift. You got it. 3 more. No hurry. No rush whatsoever. 2 more. Now this last time, we're going to stay there and do those little pulses if we're in the mood. If that's too much for us today, that's okay. You could always drop the head and chest so it's just the heel lifting. But if we want to keep that thoracic extension through the top of our spine, you go right ahead. Squeeze that thigh so hard. You could hold that pencil there. Big inhale, exhale, pulse the heel up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Tone the tummy. Cinch the waist. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Smile, you love it. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Big deep inhale. Exhale, bring everything back in alignment. Set that knee down and find your child's pose once more. Wiggle anything you need to. Nod and shake the head. Roll yourself up to a seat. Holding here, press down into your thighs, lift up and out of your waist. If this does not feel good to sit here, we're not going to be here long, but you can always find a different spot. Roll the shoulders back, take a big inhale. Drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Think of lifting your left ear up. Big inhale. Exhale, point your nose down towards your shoulder and bring your gaze back forward again. Again, point your nose down and bring your gaze up. Last one, point the nose down, pause. This time, big inhale. Roll your chin to chest. Think about the very back of your head almost being pulled up and your chin dipping even more. You might feel really silly here. That's okay. No one's watching you. And then bring your gaze up. Same thing, other side. Sit tall, sit straight, belly button in. Drop your left ear to left shoulder. Right ear is lifting, my right shoulder is pressing down, and a couple of times, point the nose down, reach it forward. Point the nose down, reach it forward. One more little point down, reach it forward. Last one down, stay, big inhale. Roll your chin to chest. Again, think about the very back of your head lifting up. It's like you're trying to create multiple double chins there. Take a breath. Bring your gaze upright. Beautiful. All right, we're going to lie on our right side, or your left if you'd prefer. Two options. I'm going to have my hand in a fist, and I'm going to keep myself up and lifted. If that's too much and we want to lie all the way down, that's okay too. Either way, whether you're totally reclined or not, I want you to think about that belt around the small of your body, the small of your waist, pulling it in. Think of me standing behind you and I just loop my finger underneath that belt and I pulled you up. It's so we can activate our oblique muscle, that side belly muscle that helps pull kind of everything to the center of our body. Now we want our shoulders, hips, and heels all in one line. Find that. Take your hand to your hip. It can be down in front of you, or we can lift it up to the sky if you know that's going to help open up your shoulders. Maybe we have a tendency to kind of curl up right here for our hands on our hip. If I'm lifting my hand up, I usually have a better time opening up across my chest. Now take a big deep inhale. Lift your foot up. It's almost like you're just trying to make about a block, like a yoga block space between your inner thighs. Nothing too big, nothing too crazy. Let's actively flex our foot here. Inhale, straighten the leg, pull it away. Notice what happened in your hips. Did you kind of sink? Did you lift away? We want them to be still. Take a big inhale. Exhale, pull the knee forward in front of your hip. Inhale, straighten, reach the heel away. Exhale, it's like a little string is pulling that knee up to its starting place. 3 more times, reach. Exhale, pull. 2 more, reach. Exhale, pull. Last one, pull it up, pause. Take a great big inhale. And then keeping the knee bent, bring it back in line and lightly let the thighs touch. Point the toe. Now a few times we're just going to rotate and release. This action is coming from that ball and socket joint. I'm just opening up my hips and then bringing them back together. Opening up my hips and bringing them back together. 2 more. Last one, rotate, pause. Imagine a little string is attached to your knee and it's just going to pull the knee up and drop it down. Now as we lift and lower, it's very easy to cave in and come up. Cave in and come up, but that's not what we want to do. We want to keep our spine so long, so straight. We want that side oblique to be nice and active the entire time. 2 more, exhale, lift, drop it down. Lift, drop it down. Last one, lift, pause, hold. And then from here, we're going to do a funny little bicycle. I want you to bicycle that leg around for 5 and 4, and your leg might not move very far. 3, that's totally fine. 2 and 1. Reverse your bicycle. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Go forward again. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Last time, reverse. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Bring those feet together. Take a breath. Set your leg down. Relax. Give yourself a little pat if we need it. We're going to switch to our other side. I'm going to move my mic so I do not lie on it. Find your side lying position. Notice what feels different from one side to the other. Do you want to make that little fist and pull up? Do you realize on this side, maybe my shoulder's a little extra tired and I need to lie all the way down? It's okay. What we do want to focus on is that oblique. Pull your belly muscles towards one another. Stack the hips, stack the shoulders. Take your hand to wherever feels best. As you feel ready, lift and flex the foot. Drive the heel away. Exhale, tone the belly, pull the knee up. Drive it away, tone the belly, pull it up. Now, every time I bring that knee up, I think about cinching that waist even more. Every time I lengthen the leg, I squeeze my thigh even more. Beautiful job. 2 more. Pull it in, reach it out, pull it in, reach it out. Last time, pull it in, pause. Take a breath. Bring those thighs back in line with one another and set the leg down. Point the toe. Now remember, this rotation happens from our ball and socket joint. It's almost like your legs are a little book and it's just opening and closing. Nothing else moves. If I was standing behind you and I put my hand on your back, you would not fall into my hand. You would keep pressing and pulling kind of away from it, lifting that side belly muscle up and in. A few more times, open and close. Last one, open, pause. Now that string is attached to our knee. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 3 more up. Bring it down. 2 more up. Bring it down. Last one up, pause. And then it's those little bicycles. We might notice it's a little bit more challenging to do our bicycles on our side like this than when we do them on our back. I know I had us do bicycles last week, but we were on our back and our legs were parallel. We are now on our side and they are turned out. Last one in this direction and reverse. Around for 5 and 4. Keep lifting away from that ground, even if you are lying all the way down. We don't want to rock. Last one. Go forward again for 5 and 4, 3, 2 more. Last one, reverse. 5 and 4, 3 and 2, 1. Pull those legs back together. Take a breath. Slowly let it go. Give yourself a little pat. And then, like we ended last week, we are once more going to lie on our tummy. This time, I want you to actually take your hands a little bit wider than your mat, tent your fingertips, and lift your elbows. That might feel a little weird, and that's okay. Just like we did last week, I want you to reach your feet nice and far away from you, and think about pressing your pubic bone down, your belly button up and in. Roll the shoulders, lift the heart and chest, take a big inhale. Exhale, how much can you pull that belly in and keep it lifted before you bring it all the way down? Inhale, roll, lift. Exhale, tone the tummy, bring it down. One more time, lift. Exhale, slowly bring it down. Take your hands in front of your face. Let your forehead touch the mat, bend the knees. Take a little windshield wiper, side to side. No hurry, no rush. From here, I want us to tuck our toes and press back into a little child's pose. They can stay tucked or untucked as you come to the child's pose, your call. And then, like we kind of began class, I want us to see if we can find our plank pose. If that does not work for us today, that's okay, no big deal. But fan the fingertips wide, broaden across your chest, reach one foot out, tone that thought. Pull the navel in, big inhale. Exhale, lift up into your plank pose, and can we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set the knees down. Take a pause, take a wiggle, anything you need. Now this time, reach the opposite foot out that you did before. Tone that thought. Pull the belly button in, big inhale. Exhale, lift up. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Wiggle it out. Anything you need. We're going to do one more set. So I started with my left foot. You can start with either foot, but now you're going to switch. Big inhale. Squeeze the thought, lift. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set everything down. Last time. Opposite foot out. Big inhale. Exhale, lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time press back into a downward facing dog with your hips lifting. Walk your feet towards one another. Find a forward fold. If that does not work for us, that's okay. Bend the knees a little, and just like we began class, we're going to roll up. The head is the very last thing to come upright. Broaden those shoulders even as we roll up. Slowly arrive all the way up to standing, and just take a moment here. Navel in, thought active, shoulders nice and open. Big inhale, easy sigh out. And as always, give yourself a pat on the back, thanking yourself for doing something so good and just for you. Thank you so much for joining us for our Love Your Body Pilates class today. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.